You've come to the right place if you're looking for the most exclusive numbers on the Atlanta real estate market, specifically in this video, townhomes and condos. So without further ado, let's jump right into the numbers and see what's up with the Atlanta real estate market. All right, as we jump right on into this, we're seeing this big, overwhelming chart. So don't get too caught up in the weeds. I'll do my best to go through and break these down for you. We're looking at, again, attached homes, townhomes, and condos. And to start with, we're looking at the list price right here on the left side here and breaking it down that way. And so as you can see, we have a total of 3,675 attached homes available on the market right now as we came through and ended July. So all done with July, we're talking about 3,675. When it comes to the number of homes that have had price reductions, 50% of all of these condos and townhomes have price reductions that have been on the market. If we look at the different breakdown of numbers, we can see that right here at this 350 to 400,000 range is the least amount. We're talking about 44.3%. In this general area, and then down here we see even less at $800,000 and $900,000, and then this $2 to $3 million range, or $1.5 to $3 million range, we see even less of these price reductions. So price reductions are mostly going on, as we see here, in this $100 to $350 range, and then right in here in this $400,000 to $800,000 range. So this is where we see that happened at. We're talking about active days on market right now for all the condos and townhomes right now. We're talking a medium of 59 days. So that's pretty good. We're having a larger amount of these townhomes and condos staying on the market. But that's the ones that are active. So if we break down these prices, we look at pending, we have 1,338. Pending just means that this is the number of attached homes that are under contract but haven't closed yet. For these, we're talking about a median days on market of 37 days on market. And then lastly, we're looking at solds. So number of solds, 961 in the month of July. That median days on market is 29. So 29 days on market that we're looking at. What does that all mean for you if you're looking to buy or sell a townhome? Well, it's kind of this. If the median days on market is 29 for sold properties, then those that have gone over that, probably looking at something that needs a price reduction to get it sold. So if you're on the market looking for one and you want a better deal or want price to come down, then look for those that have been on the market longer, especially over 29 days. If your condos or townhomes on the market right now and you're trying to sell it and you're over 29 days and you haven't, try to drop the price. It might be the right time to do so, because if it's just sitting there in this market, then it's still a seller's market. If it's just sitting there, then you more than likely are too high and need to bring that down. All right, jumping to this next document here, we're looking over the yearly trends. So year over year, we'll go here, July 2023 to July of 2024. Now, one thing I've always said about the townhome and condo market is I think it's less seasonal than the detached home market. So while you'll still see some seasonality to it, for the most part, you won't see as much. It stays pretty steady. But we still like to compare month compared to the month of the previous year. So we want to do year-over-year comparison. We can see that actives definitely jumped. We're talking about 83.8% more, so a lot more active homes on the market, less pending. Pending ratio, meaning the number that are under contract versus how many are active, or total, I should say. Only 26.7% are pending, so definitely staying on the market longer. Solds down 7%. Distressed, interesting enough, there's only 0.2% of homes, these attached homes that are selling, that are distressed. That means that these are foreclosures or these are short sales. So still not a lot. So people still have a lot of equity in their homes, and that includes attached homes as well. Failed, we're talking about 40% of these listings have failed, meaning they go on the market, and for whatever that listing period range is, that it did not sell and it dropped off the market. Now, sometimes that means that agent has listed a property for, let's say, 90 days, and that 90 days passes and it just comes off market. Other times people take it off early for various reasons. But that's what that failure percentage is. So it's a good bit. Next, as we look at this, we're looking at months supply of listings. We're talking about 3.8 months of supply right now. So that's a good bit higher. It's double what it was last year. So we can definitely see that inventory start building up year over year when it comes to attached homes. Still in a seller's market based on the inventory we have, but we're starting to take closer and closer to at least becoming an even market. And then we look at median list price here. People are trying to sell about $20,000 higher when it comes to listing, but an actual sales price, we are looking at a difference here of what's that, $12,500. So we're about $12,500 up from last year to this year. Now, if our inflation numbers are somewhere between 2 and 3%, actually, I guess it's try to bring it down to 2, so like around 3%, and we look at the median sales price has gone up about 3.6%, we can see that this price is going up mostly just because of inflation. Maybe there's been a little gain in this market because of just equity in the homes and the market's growing. But for the most part, it looks like what we're seeing is just inflation kind of driving these sales prices more than just this high demand for townhomes and condos. So that's definitely an interesting trend to see here and to keep an eye on. A sales to list price ratio, we're talking about 97.8%. So you can definitely have maybe a little negotiation going on when it comes to these homes. Again, median days on market is 29. Real quick, I'm going to interrupt the numbers to let you know that if you are wanting to know the price of your townhome or condo or single family detached home, I've got a link below that will take you to a place, put your information in there and get a quick idea of how much your home is worth. Now, keeping it real, yes, your information is just given to me. Yes, I will reach out via text, making sure you got it, seeing if I can help in any other way. Some people out there, you just might be, kicking the tires, just curious about how much your home's worth. That's fine, no pressure at all. Maybe you're looking to sell in a year from now. Well, we can talk more about keeping you up to date on maybe your home's value until that year comes. And then maybe you're looking to sell right now, and we can talk more about specifically getting a more in-depth look at your home and how much it could be worth. So again, keeping it real, I will contact you, but I'm not going to annoy you. Information just comes to me. So let's get back to the numbers. All right, 6 months trend. So as I said, you're going to see this is a little different than if you watch my previous video on single family detached homes in the Atlanta, metro Atlanta area. Again, you do see some seasonality, but condos and townhomes, since these typically, not always, but typically are bought by maybe newlyweds or singles or empty nesters. Sometimes you'll have families in some, obviously, with kids, but you just have less effect when it comes to schools becoming in and out over the summer. So while we do see some seasonality, it's just not as much of effect as you see in a single family detached home market. With that said, from February to July is what we're looking at here. We can see that inventory definitely went up during that time period, a little over 1,100 new active homes. When it comes to pending, our high point looks like it was here in March at 1,553. And actually, it's interesting, the low point's in July right now at 1,338 over these last 6 months. Pending ratio has gone down. Number of solds, we were at, I guess our low point's 847 here in February. And then a high point was up here in it was in May of 1,080. And now we're at 961. But again, there's not too much fluctuation. I mean, there's some, but those are pretty close in value of how many are being sold. So again, it's kind of a steadying out in the attached home market. Again, distress listings, that's very few, so not really going to care about that. Failed 40.2% of homes failed here in July. Our low point was here in March at 29.3. So again, we have a lot more homes coming on the market and not selling. Inventory, definitely, yes, that number of actives have gone up, but we just haven't seen the number of actives going up in relationships and the number of people actually looking and purchasing. So inventory's gone up to 3.8 months. Interesting number. And then something very fascinating here that I saw, and that's the sales price. So look at this. So our high point in sales price was actually in March at 383,990, right? Now, sometimes you can have some anomalies when it comes to median prices, when I know this seems like a lot, 2,000 and 3,000 homes being on the market, but really it's not a lot as compared to the single family detached homes. And so these numbers can jump a little higher or lower. So having a big jump here, not totally surprising. We see 365, 365 again, 369, 370, all kind of staying around the same point. And then we had a jump down in July, 357.5. Now, is this like the anomaly here in March where you had a bump up? It'll be very interesting to see the August numbers when they come in. But for the most part, oops, didn't mean to go there. For the most part, we've seen this median sales price kind of being steady. Now we're seeing a little drop in it. Is that what we're prepping to come? I think the attached market actually can give some good indicators of what may be to come in the single family detached home market. So I always think it's a real good idea to keep an eye on these condos and townhomes to see what's happening. Sometimes I think maybe they can be a little bit of a leading indicator of the entire market. Days on market, though, it is interesting for the ones that have sold. We're seeing that it's actually come down to 29 days on market. So it's kind of an interesting anomaly here where you have more days on market and higher sales prices than this 29. So interesting how real estate works. Typically indicators when you have low days on market, your median sales price will go up, but it's not always the case. So definitely, like I said, this 357.5, a little surprising for the summer month to have this drop in sales price. Again, definitely something to keep an eye on as we go into August and September. All right, when we're looking at this, we're looking at inventory based on list price, or I should say sales price. And so the again, it's interesting, just like kind of single family detached homes, the low point's at a higher value here, only 2.9 months of inventory in the 800,000 to 900,000 range. But typically where we're really needing them at, and we're seeing more demand and more people that sell, is that $300,000 to that $500,000 range when it comes to condos and townhomes, which makes sense because as we saw back here, if our median sales price is 357.5, typically where the median lands is where most people are trying to buy and sell at. But we can definitely see it's a seller's market from this 200 or 150 to 200 all the way to this 800 to 900 range. And then look what happens. We got this buyer's market and balance market as we go over 900,000. There are not a lot of homes on the market when it comes to 900,000 plus townhome and condos. We jump back here. Let's see here. We can see that 900 up. We got 49 homes active, 103, which is interesting there. And then 25, 20, and then 11. So interesting going on here. We see the bulk number of our townhomes and condos being in this price range right here. Once again, when you talk about median days on market, we're talking about 38 days on market for the all the inventory. All right, I like this little bit of data here to break down townhomes and condos, because we joined them together because of them being attached and not single family detached homes. However, townhomes and condos are different. For those that don't know, sometimes when you look at a home, you might think it's a townhome or condo, but you could be wrong. A difference between a townhome and condo is just the ownership. And basically, the easiest way to explain it is a townhome actually owns the land, kind of even a small piece of land that the house sits on and a little bit around it, whereas condos just owns the property itself, or the house itself, and your living structure, and that's it. So it's the ownership of that land that tells the difference. So townhomes and single family detached homes are known as fee simple ownership. So a little bit different, but that's how they're classified. In this document here, we're seeing that townhomes and condos are splitting up of a year-over-year look. So July 2023 versus 24 in each. And we can see the number of closings. Townhomes, this is interesting. Look at this. It's pretty much this, not pretty much, it is the exact same number of homes. We see a few more have failed. Interesting here as we go to the median sales price. Compared to last year, we got $395 versus $399, $990 this year. Even though it's got up 1.3%, it's very interesting that it's actually lower than inflation. So if you factor in inflation here, townhomes from July of last year to this year have actually gone down in value a little bit. Quite interesting to look at that number there. Another one to definitely keep an eye on when it comes to the trend of the market and where it may be going. Only 26 days on market when it comes to townhomes. When it comes to condos, In condos, there's just less people in the market for condos typically, and so sometimes the selling of a condo can be a little slower. Um, but as we see here, closings have gone down a good bit from July of last year to this year by 16.5%. Failed. Look at this: 64% of condos that are being listed have failed and had to go back on the market or just stay off market. So that's quite interesting number there. That's high. Then look at this: median sales price has gone up 5.2%. So that is higher than the inflation numbers we're seeing. So there is some growth still in the market in terms of price, but days on market has gone up to 41. That's interesting. So with all that said, for me, what is this saying? Well, this is kind of showing, at least in the townhome and condo market, that we're starting to move towards a shifting market. And maybe a year or two from now, we could get into an area where this starts to be an even market, or maybe even take to a buyer's market. One thing I think is playing a factor in this is a lot of the new construction, a lot that's going into the metro Atlanta area that's closer to the city, they're building townhomes and condos. They're trying to build a more dense community so they can put more homes in it to kind of meet that housing need there. Well, when you start putting new in, especially closer and closer to city, and they're a little bit lower prices, or they're close to maybe the prices of townhomes that are already available that are resale townhomes, then most people, of course, are going to go for new versus resale. So that's one thing that definitely keep an eye on, is if all this new construction of townhomes and condos that are going on, is that going to play a factor in bringing these home prices? And is that significantly just hitting townhomes and condos, or is this a leading indicator for what we're going to see in the total market, including the single family detached homes? I think that I'm going to give it a month or two to keep looking at these numbers to get a better idea of if I think it's affecting the entire market right now. I definitely see, slow shifting in this market. I don't necessarily think it's going to accelerate all of a sudden, but lots of times that's what happens when things change in real estate, is you see the slow, and then all of a sudden it accelerates really fast from one type of market to another. So keep an eye on this. If you got questions, comments, or concerns about townhomes or condos, drop a comment below. I'd love to talk with you about that. Love interacting with people. Love it when people say I'm wrong or are right, whatever. I just love interacting. So love your comments below. If you like this video and you wanted to see about single family detached homes, you can check out this video right here. And I've got a video dropping soon that's going to be on a county by county breakdown. So be on the lookout for that. Thanks, and we'll see you next time.